Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're covering how to make clear vocals start to finish. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com to receive a free mastered sample of it. What creates vocal clarity? Before we begin, let's understand what causes vocal clarity. In short, it's about the relationship between low and high frequencies, specifically 1.5 kHz to 4 kHz, as it relates to about 150 Hz to 250 Hz. Although both groups of frequencies are needed, clarity comes from having the right balance between the two. Additionally, vocal clarity comes from the relationship between the vocal's perceived loudness and the instrumentals. If the instrumental overpowers the vocal, it'll lose a sense of clarity. Let's listen to the mix that we're working on today.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you did miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing, you don't miss nothing, please don't tell me that you're sad cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else.
Start with a simple EQ. Let's start our vocal with a very simple EQ. We'll listen to the low frequency range that we discussed and the high, and find a better balance between the two. We'll boost some highs and cut some lows. We may also want to attenuate 700 Hz to reduce some nasal tones. Although simple, this is going to give a great foundation for creating a clear vocal later on. Let's take a listen to it.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you did miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing, you don't miss nothing, please don't tell me that you're sad cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else.
If you're enjoying the video, consider hitting the like button. It really helps us out. Upward and downward compress. Next, I'm going to want to control my dynamics. This is part of balancing the vocal's loudness with the instrumental. I'm going to compress it from two directions and in three different ways. First, from the top or peaks down, then RMS down, and lastly, from the floor up. Peak down will compress the vocal from the waveform's peaks. RMS down will compress the waveform from its average loudness, and upward compression will bring up the quietest details of the vocal from the noise floor up. Let's take a listen to these types of compression.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you did miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing, you don't miss nothing, please don't tell me that you're sad cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else.
Saturate, high mids. With my dynamics controlled, now I want to add some distortion to the highs. These high order harmonics will add clarity to the vocal, and since the harmonics are related to the fundamental, it'll make it sound slightly more in tune by strengthening the note. I'll use a frequency-specific saturator for this, and I'll include oversampling to avoid aliasing. Aliasing is going to cause phase cancellation in the highs, which will reduce clarity, so be sure to use oversampling if it's available. Let's take a listen to the saturation.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you did miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing, you don't miss nothing, please don't tell me that you're sad cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else.
Parallel compress, highs. This next step is optional, but it sounds great for pop and rap vocals. I'll set up a send, on which I'll add an EQ and set it to a low latency linear phase mode. Then I'll use a high pass filter up to about 2.5 kHz. At this point, I'll insert a downward compressor and heavily compress the signal. Now I have a very dense and controlled high frequency signal, which I can blend in with the original to add clarity. Let's take a listen to it.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you did miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing, you don't miss nothing, please don't tell me that you're sad cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else.
Only a a small percentage of the people that watch our videos are subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. 2 to 3 kHz reverb. Keeping with affecting our high frequency range, I'm gonna add some reverb primarily to the high mids. I'll use FabFilter's reverb plugin, which makes this easier with the EQ section, and I'll boost both the decay and the EQ of that range while dipping some lows. As we'll hear in a second, the extra reflections in this range strengthen it and cause even more clarity. Let's take a listen.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you didn't miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing. Please don't tell me that you're sad 'cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else.
2 to 3 kHz delay. Next, let's do the same thing with a delay. Let's make this delay dense sounding by making it short and in time with our track. Then, let's isolate the delay to that same frequency range, in turn, strengthening that range and ultimately adding clarity to the vocal. Just like the reverb, we subtly but noticeably improve the vocal. Let's take a listen.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you didn't miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing. You don't miss nothing. Please don't tell me that you're sad 'cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else.
If you'd like our custom plugin presets, samples, loops, session tracks, MIDI packs, and download sheets, join and become a member. And if you change your mind, you can cancel anytime. Sidechain Compress Instrumental. If after all of the steps that we've done, your vocal is still getting lost and lacking some clarity, let's affect our instrumental to help the vocal out. I'm going to use a compressor on my instrumental track or bus, depending on the routing. Then I'll sidechain my lead vocal. After ensuring the compressor is reading the external signal, I'll dial in some subtle compression to trigger whenever the vocal is being sung. This means the instrumental is attenuated when the vocal is present, giving the vocal a small boost relative to the rest of the mix. Let's take a listen.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you didn't miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing. You don't miss nothing. Please don't tell me that you're sad 'cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else.
Carve out room for vocals. If you want even more room for your vocal, let's insert an EQ on your instrumental and dip the same regions that we boosted in the vocal, so our 1.5 to 3.5 kHz range. This reduces masking or phase cancellation that may occur from the instrumental to the vocal. If we have a mid-side EQ, we can place this band on the side image for a more subtle effect. Let's take a listen to it.
Please don't tell me that you're sad and you didn't miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. You don't miss nothing. You don't miss nothing. Please don't tell me that you're sad 'cause you don't care. Tell it somebody else. Please don't tell me that you're sad and you didn't miss all the moments that we live and you don't care. Please don't tell me that you're sad and you didn't miss all the moments that we live and you don't care.
If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com to receive a free mastered sample of it. Also, join and become a member for exclusive advanced videos, future plugin presets, samples, MIDI packs, and more. Thank you so much for watching.